Hey everyone, my name's Captain Jack and welcome to a behind the scenes look at Colony Lost. As there's no major episode today, which I explained via the pinned comment down below, I'm giving you a behind the scenes look at one of the most iconic worlds I've actually made for this series so far. That will of course be for episode 1 and 2, the Vengeance crash site. So today I'm going to give you a tour around this world, some of the interesting things going around. As you can see in the 70 relics right now, including the crash Vengeance, the RWI frigate, and obviously some of the DOF remains and stuff like that. So first off, as you can see on my screen now, we're going to start with the Vengeance here, as I think this is one of the most iconic places to start with, as that's what really, connected Colony Wars and Colony Lost together, was the crash of this iconic ship. Fun fact, by the way, yes, I know many of you asked for it, this world is now available for download via the Steam workshop below. So if you check out the video description, you can go check it out, build in it, play with it, I don't know, see what you can come up with. I would love someone to make a PvP match out of this or something. I think that could be quite cool. Maybe running around and be like the Engineer's Defense Kit, or the new PvP weapons we've been playing with lately. That would be awesome. Okay, so pressing F6, I'm starting in the Vengeance's CIC, or what's left of it. Obviously, for those of you who watch Colony Wars, you know the Battle of the Colonies took place, the DOF engaged us as the RWI, or the colonists, and basically it all came together. The Green Jones invaded, and the battle was never really won as everyone was defeated. Anyway, the Vengeance crashed down here, the CIC kind of fell apart. Ironically, none of this was actually damaged in the initial battle. This is just damage done by me in cinematics to set everything up. Now, some of the effects aren't working. When I record this, I usually buff up the effects quite a lot by using sort of a myriad of blocks and stuff to create the effects to be a bit more. So here you can see it's not as it would be in episode 1 of Colony Lost, but I can explain that in another video maybe. So obviously all the turrets are burnt out here, some of the screens are left, the screens are still going here. This is the idea to create the idea of like something's fallen down. There's like a dead body here for someone who's like unnamed, meant to be a crewman of the Vengeance, etc. But obviously we never really named them, so there you go. These things were meant to be on fire, but they due to the effects being overloaded, they don't actually show the fire thing, hence why that's a bit broken. So you have a CIC here, obviously I was sitting near the table, Cass and Finn with their chairs there, and we sort of made our way out here after unsealing the bulkhead. All of this still works, which is kind of cool, I like that. And also you've got this bit up here where Finn and Cass were looking at the fact we had crashed on the surface. Now I ran all the way around here, if I remember correctly, to basically see what happened to Kraz, and I ended up finding Bash in the engine room, because Bash was like stood there, I believe. So yeah, it's kind of quite fun. Obviously the engine room we found out got ripped to bits. The idea was, people always ask me like how Kraz got kidnapped from it. The idea is when the Vengeance was being attacked, Kraz was in the engine room, if you remember the ending cinematic. Kind of he got ejected out there as things were breached, and the Green Jones must have picked him up or captured him. Kind of like a grey area. Sometimes you get that in storytelling, but it's usually for the best. So yeah, not really much left of the engine room, even the main central reactor's been ripped out, and nothing's really left intact. So yeah, that's kind of it for that. There are a few rooms still here, like the cryotubes and the medical rooms in there. That room's sealed off. I'm not going to show you what's in there because I don't think anything is in there. But yeah, a lot of stuff's damaged. The ship really isn't in a good usable condition. Like this side here is blown out. So yeah, there's not really much left of it. Now, all the superstructure in general, most of the Vengeance actually survived, like in terms of the superstructure. It's of course heavily damaged. But you can see here, a lot of the armor plating is still there. So the thrusters are all gone now. You can't really recover this thing. You can always salvage it, but I doubt anyone could lift it. I really wanted to film a cinematic at one point of someone actually coming back and excavating a Vengeance. That could have been quite cool, but I guess we'll have to wait and see that another day. So here, medical bays on the side. The reason these medical bays are here is we're actually used as a behind the scenes thing. When we're filming sometimes, if any of us die, usually they'll respawn behind us and catch up with the main group. Hence why sometimes you'll see these randomly plotted around certain worlds. Usually you'll see them in the background of it. So yeah, that's the front half of Vengeance. Now, if I bring my character down to here, obviously we came out here, out this doorway, and I really wanted to give that sort of like scope. So when we walked out there, we could see everything in battle. And you've got the RWI frigate, the Malta, engaging with Green Jones Destroyer, and later on we get the bit where the Destroyer shoots down the Malta. I really think that solidified episode 1 as like we meant business, and things were kicking off to a good start here. Anyway, we walk down here. There's a couple of NPC characters here in a minute. That's because of the thumbnail of episode 1. Burnt out thruster, I'm actually using part of Kraz's CNL convoy or carrier sort of thing, with a cargo freighter for that, just sort of add a bit of scenery. The idea is it's meant to be like a ship graveyard. Now the front half of Vengeance is here. I created these sort of rickety stairs to give the idea. It's sort of like a game world where, things fall apart, but they fall apart in such a way where it's convenient to the player. That's kind of the idea we was going for. Obviously, you can climb back in here, and we went around here to collect Hawser. And I believe, actually, the data pad's still here, which is quite cool. So when you actually get to download this world, you can come find these hidden behind-the-scenes secrets, which is quite nice. Right, I'm continuing on as Spectator. That's mostly it for the Vengeance. There is a part of a DOF frigate crash down here. Most of these things are modular, meaning you'll notice this part is around the map several times. Because of their mainly sort of background aesthetics, you don't need to heavily detail things in the background, as we wasn't going near it. So it made sense for that. Just a little like behind the scenes cinematic trick. A lot of films do this as well, just reusing assets. So yeah, it's kind of an idea. There's of course a crashed GDA destroyer over here. The idea it must have crashed during battle. For some reason the thrusters were on. I'm not sure why they were kept on. They should have probably been turned off. Another CNL frigate over here, or cargo frigate, freighter I mean. I don't know why I keep calling it a freighter, a frigate I mean. Words today, not a strong point of me. Anyway, that sort of crashed down here. Not as the best job I've done there, because that could have been severed a bit more. Then there's another one over here. And you can see the pathway, I really wanted to use blocks to sort of like create it like things have fallen apart. And we almost created that pathway to be like a game in a way. So, the players would find a way along a path. And of course, when we reached here, we did have green drones up ahead. Some of them are still here, but kind of fallen apart at this point. The world download won't include these, but they'll be found on the floor here. Now the first DRF remnant we come up to is one of Papel's frigates here, and this is sort of just like, smashed in half. This is the Star Hopper, I believe, or one of them, I think. And this thing is just, it's not done very well, has it? It's just ripped in half. And I'm able to create these sort of pylons sticking out, as if the whole ship has actually just snapped in half as it's fallen down. I really get, invisible hand vibes from episode 3 of Star Wars for that. I think it came up pretty well. I like the look of it. Anyway, proceeding on, this is a part of a DRF ship here. I think it's actually part of a Vengeance, it's repainted purple to be like that. And of course, there's an RWI frigate here as well. This is the first time we see one of the Phoenix classes in Colony Lost. Obviously, in the very recent episodes, we've seen them as well when saving the team. But this one was actually never named. I forgot to actually put a name on it, so there's actually no name on the side of the ship. So it's just an unnamed RWI frigate, and that's crashed down there. You see the reactors are breached. Things are just not going well for the ship. The bridge has been destroyed. There's a few dead bodies around here as well, really creating that sort of effect. The crew have died on impact, etc. So yeah, we never went inside the ship, but I really still wanted to add that extra detail. One thing I love doing when designing worlds is adding in a lot of detail, because it kind of brings it alive. Now obviously we've got the crashed Valkyrie dropship over here. This is where we found Owen, Lur and Moors. Obviously a few of their men died as well on impact, etc. This time we was actually using the dead Astroneer's mod, or Astronaut mod. I've been playing Astroneer lately. So yeah, now we've actually got a frostbite thing which adds these in, so it's a little bit better. And obviously cargo crates are there. It's a sun setting. Oh, it's behind the destroyer. Now proceeding on here, there's a bit more cargo stuff smashed to it. We use the safe zone generator for this thing here. It looks like an engine component's just fallen out, doesn't it? And broken solar panels. As we get up here, we find remnants of a DRF, sort of a signpost fallen down there. Now this is obviously the big Scala turtle or the battle turtle. I don't know what it was called anymore. I forget off the top of my head. Anyway, it's sort of like smashed up here. There wasn't really much I could do with this anyway. Most of the ship was gutted and destroyed in the initial battle before I even killed it with a laser. So therefore, there wasn't really much detail you could add to this. So the crew were kind of just hanging on the side here. Again, the idea is like another drone sort of person died from this. So yeah, it's kind of like why that sort of astronaut is here. I keep wanting to say Astroneer for astronaut because I'm playing a game lately. So yeah, the DRF turtle sorted here. Now as we sort of made our way out of here, because what happened is Jack's character wouldn't teleport in. Basically, we sort of make our way out here with the survivors of DRF. That's when the GDA destroyer, which is all the way up here, fired its laser into the Malta, causing that to crash down. I still think that was one of the best scenes we actually managed to create, because it really gave that aesthetic of, it's crashing down. This is actually one of the older Defenders as well. For those wondering, the RWI Defender, the modern version, will be on the workshop very soon. Here you go, we're using our creative tricks to get the ship floating in air. So that'll be on the workshop soon. Keep an eye out for it. It's the Intrepid, aka the Defender Mark II modern version. So hopefully that'll be out in the next week or so. So look forward to that. It's going to be quite cool. Right, as we move forward in this world, another crashed GDA destroyer. I really want to create that aesthetic of, sort of walking under it. Again, bringing that world size alive. The whole point of Colony Lost was really grounding the player, so making us feel small in the giant universe around us. Having these crashed ships and giant starships was kind of a part way doing it. Especially with the rovers as well, it kind of made a lot more sense. Continuing on this path, there's another DRF starship smashed to bits there. So for those wondering and always asking what happened to the DRF, the idea was they were destroyed in the Battle of the Colonies during the ending when the Green Drones came about. That's why they're smashed to bits here and not really doing much. Continuing on, we've got another freighter smashed to bits over there, and this is where we sort of like ferrying ourselves at the cargo area up front here. So if I just bring my camera, this is sort of like the yard area, and we sort of found the rovers in here, so we've got this one in here, and then I believe there was a couple of marauders in there. I think we put an extra one in occasionally, but I'm not sure where that got to now. That was the whole idea there. I think it worked really well. I enjoyed having a rovers for a bit, because it kind of, again, grounded the series there, where to quickly repair them. I've not set like a game world up like this in a while, so it was kind of fun to do this. And also we had to defend from a few fighters, and also like green drones who kept invading at the same time. We eventually made our escape going out here, all the way through the canyon. Obviously another part of the turtle smashed to bits there, and all of this there. I don't think the other parts of the world is in. We've obviously got the Amazon, which is up here. As you can see, I was having a slow day, and I was probably on Amazon, so I named it that. There's like another crashed Defender, which has almost been scrapped to pieces, so we managed to take this apart and salvage it. Then eventually we'd make our way all the way over here to this area, and I don't think this is added in yet. Oh, it is added in, so I can show you this as well. So obviously we've got this area, our road was pulled up, we were then ambushed and destroyed, which kind of sucker, forcing us into this sort of green drone compound. We ended up going in here, and this sort of like a haunted area in here, because we've got that lift, you know, we don't like lifts. And things were looking like an abandoned base and sort of research facility going on. It's kind of the vibe I was going for. It was like an abandoned shipwright facility. So we made our way through here, and I think is it a left or right? It's a right. All the way through here, up until we found this door, where it turns out this is actually some sort of drone factory of some sort, or something was going on here, and they were making something. Making our way through again, we eventually find this corridor all the way down. Oh, it's up, isn't it? Yep, wrong way. I remember building this, it's quite a lot of fun. We then find our way into the corridors actually lit up now. So go all the way around here, through this door. Now, we got ambushed by drones in this room as well. That was quite fun to contest and play with. And then we went up here, into this area. There's a medical bay here again for people to respawn at. It was kind of the idea. I really like creating this sort of corridor falling in, because it's kind of the idea like this was meant to go on further, but instead we have to go up this sort of like short stairwell through all this cargo area until we eventually come into what is the green corridor, the ominous green corridor. I remember everyone's opinions and stuff about this in all the comments, because it's kind of ominous. We then make our way into this room, and this is where things go to shit. I really want this rotating light for some reason. No idea why I thought this was a good idea. It kind of just made sense that a rotating light would be fun. But yeah, we also get the giant A-bot stood up here observing. The commander was stood there, and then later sort of the green drone droids / troops run out and ambush us. Obviously then, in episode 3, we make our way through, find our way all the way through this corridor, which was not actually built by this time, and the keep is actually sat here. This is an older version of a keep, I believe, smashed down. Kind of like, I saw how I took a thumbnail, yeah. So that's kind of like fitting there. Obviously the keep would later blast off and leave that way and go off to complete the rest of the mission. So yes everyone, that is your behind the scenes tour of the first world used for space engineers Conley Lost. I'm going to be doing some more behind the scenes world tours as we go on throughout the next couple of months, especially when we get downtime like this, where I can actually come into the world and give you a proper tour. Yes, this is now available on the Steam Workshop. You can go download it, it'll be in its world format. If you do decide to use any of the creations in the world, please do give me credit, and of course any re-uploads, please do credit me as well via the Steam description, etc., or your YouTube videos. Any of that is appreciated. You can go download it. I hope you enjoy looking around it. I know it's quite fun, and do let me know what you thought of it down below in the comment section. Again, if you've reached the video and somehow not realised there is no Conley Lost episode today, the episode will be back next Friday, beginning June 5th. For now, I've been Captain Jack. Thanks for watching, and I'll of course catch you next time. Goodbye.